The first minute of this video is going to be a staring contest. Go. I give up. But we do have a comment to read, so let's get to work. And we're not going to go down the alley today. We're going to go over here because I'm tired of those vents being so loud. All right. Got a comment recently on a video I did called Receding Hairline Photos, age 25, 10 years ago. And I got a response. This is not the first time I've made a video on a response from Jean-Luc Bergman. And here's what he simply said. He said, quote, "You look better now than you did at 25 somehow. Such a dud at 25, end quote. Thank you for your honesty and thank you for contributing to make this video possible today. So what he's saying is at age 25, I wasn't quite that much to look at. But now, 10 years later, and actually now that I'm 36, so I'm 11 years older than the picture he's talking about. So imagine that. Imagine that I've aged, yet I look better. I've got less hair, yet I look better. Let's fathom that. That's very interesting, isn't it? That you can be older by over a decade, and you can have less hair. And not only do I have less density and a higher hairline, but I literally have less hair because the photos he's talking about, I had longer hair. So all around, even with my aging by over a decade, even with less hair, I look better now. In fact, he went on and said I was a dud back then. And I'm telling you, the theme of this past week is people leaving comments saying that I would look really good. So I appreciate that. It's very interesting to me because it's, I guess, you know, the opposite of how it usually works. Usually it works that if 11 years go by, especially as a guy, I mean, you're not going to look as good as you did before. But I've been able to age gracefully, and I'm better off now, how I look now, compared to age 25. It's very interesting. Now, I will say, please let me point out the obvious. It may not be so obvious in the pictures, but I weighed more back then. I weigh around 162 now at 5'9", and back then I ended up peaking at like 178. So I mean, I'm roughly 20 pounds, depending on what day or whatever. I'm roughly actually about 20 pounds lighter than I was before. I am going to go down the alley after all. There's guys mowing the lawns, and that's why I couldn't go. Well, so many decisions to make. On a nice spring day like today, there's just a lot of people out doing stuff. But it is interesting because we're naturally led to believe that as we get older, we're going to become uglier and look older. But I think today this is a reminder that looking older does not mean that you become less attractive looking. It can mean that, but for me it doesn't. And this video and these comments are proof of that. That do I look older? Yes, but I guess I look better than I did before. And let's fathom that. Now, I want to tell you a story to actually maybe even negate what I just said. But it's funny. So, true story. Yesterday in my office, there's a guy named Matt, and I think he's like 24 years old. He's been working there with me for probably, I don't know, half a year or so, maybe 8 months. He sees me on a daily basis. We talk on a daily basis. He's in the department next to me. So, he's been exposed to me every day, like a mosquito on my nose. And somehow, I don't even know how it came up, but I was walking by. Oh, I know what it was. I said, I've been working here for 11 years. And he said, whoa, hold up. How old are you? Because he couldn't understand a guy who looks like me could be working in the same office for 11 years. I said, well, it started January 2nd, 2006. That's over 11 years ago that I was hired here. How old are you, he says. And of course, what do I say to him? I say, well, how old did you think I was this whole time that you've known me? So this whole time, he thought I was not the age that I am. And because what I don't want is some kind of baited comment like, well, how old do I look? No. But he, in his mind, thought I was a different age than I am. He did not think I was in my mid-30s. So his response, he says, well, I don't know, 30? So this whole time, he thought I was half a decade younger than I actually am. Now, so that was interesting to me. So to him, I look younger. To Jean-Luc, I look better, older. So I don't know. I see hope. And even as my hair falls out, and even as I go bald, which I believe I will, there's always that chance I'll freeze here at Norwood 3. But even as I lose my hair, you know, I will find ways to age with grace. And, you know, obviously you can tell I'm really into making sure that I'm dressed nice and cool, and like, not cool like Cole, but like, you know, trendy and all that stuff. That stuff matters to me. And acting young, like, not immature, but just not acting like a normal 36-year-old guy. You know, I'm so obsessed with like not being stuck in that thing. I think people get frozen in a certain year of their life once things maybe get settled and comfortable. Which I'm there, of course, but I'm not okay with being like every 36-year-old, or as I become 40, every 40-year-old. So it's just an interesting concept. So the takeaway from this video is that I look better now at age 36 than I did in my mid-20s, even though I have less hair. But I have actually lost weight too, and I'm sure that's got to contribute some of it. My hair is also shorter than it was when I had more hair. But then at the same time, this guy that worked with me this whole time thought I was only about 30, when really I'm 5 or 6 years older than he thought I was. So it's interesting, but I think my focus is aging with grace, and even looking older is fine, as long as you can do it gracefully. So forget the whole idea that you get older and you look worse. Somehow I'm finding ways to get past it.